and happy Vlogmas. I'm currently watching TV, so random lights reflecting on my face, but I am starting to work on homemade stockings for Chance and I, and of course I can't do anything lightly. Normally when I'm starting on like a new project, oh, let me do something simple. No, I'm not doing something simple. I think it's not going to be as hard as I think it is, but I'm just still like just getting back into sewing, so it is going to be a little bit more difficult for me. What I'm going to be doing is making some Lone Star Christmas stockings, and I have this pattern from Patchwork and Poodles. Yeah, Patchwork and Poodles that I found stocking right here. So that's what we're trying to make. And the reason why I want to make one like this is because I have this blanket. Hi baby. I have this blanket that has like the Lone Star, is that what it's called? Yeah, Lone Stars on it. I really like it, and it's just, here, I can flip it around now. And I just think it's really cute. Like, this design I'm obsessed with, and I want my stockings to look like this. So we're going to try it, and the first thing that I'm needing to do, sorry for the screen. So the first thing I need to do is kind of like measure out everything, and I have a plain red fabric, and then I'm also going to be using this gingham one, and then I have this one, and then just a classic Christmas plaid. So that's what we're going to be using, and the strips I have are a little bit shorter. Like, I'm supposed to be cutting them right now into 21-inch strips, and these are like 18 inches or something like that, so we're gonna have to kind of figure that out. But I'm kind of excited, and I hope it turns out well, and hope I don't have to like pivot to something else. If it doesn't end up working out, that's okay, because I can always make some for next year, but I really hope it works out. And I kind of wish I had started this earlier. I just haven't really had time because I've been really busy. First step is we're gonna try and cut these strips. Okay, I lied. It's actually 22 inches, and I need them to be, I believe it's 21 inches. So this is actually gonna work out perfect. Yeah, so I need a 1.25 by 21 inch strips. So that's actually perfect. And I have a little bit of room for error, and it is working out beautifully. I thought that these were like a little less than 2 feet, but for some reason, maybe I measured it the wrong way earlier. I don't know. And I think it's gonna end up working out. So let me cut these strips real quick because I gotta focus really hard on cutting them nice and straight, and then we'll come back. Okay, I have cut the 2 red strips so far, and I think they look pretty good. I hope I did what I'm supposed to. I'm a little bit nervous, but as you can see, berries. Cranberry came and laid on my fabric scraps. So good thing I had pulled the green one, but I did want to show. So this is the green gingham that I'm using, and this is going to be like the middle part of the star. So I'm just measuring now, and I had to get my water soluble marker because it's really hard to see the white marking pencil on this, obviously. So we are just gonna use this. All right, I marked it. Now time to cut this one. I think I need 2 strips of this one. This calls for 1 strip of color 1. And so the reason why I have 2 strips of color 1 is because this is gonna be my color 5 as well. This is gonna be the innermost color and the outermost. And then I need 2 strips of this one, 3 strips of color 3, which is the stripes one, and then 2 strips of color 4, and then I'm done. So this is what we're currently dealing with. He is laying on where I'm supposed to be cutting right now. I would do anything to have his brother back here laying on this, because that's exactly what his brother would do. He would always come and lay on my projects when I'd be working on them, and I miss him so much, and I'm trying not to like get emotional because it is our first Christmas without him, figuring that out. So it's very hard. I'm thankful to have my sweet boys, and then I have this sweet boy laying here with me as well, keep me company. So, of course, Miller always just keeping me company. Reagan's also sleeping right here, being a sweet girl. Okay, so I finished cutting the strips. Let me show you. Okay, so I have the strips here, and I have them laid out according to the pattern, but I also need to cut the other part of the fabric, like the actual base of the stocking. So I'm gonna go grab that fabric. For that, I'm just using like a white fabric that I have. I think the stockings are gonna be white, and unfortunately it's not like the best quilting cotton that I have, but it's just gonna have to do because it's what I have. So I have this white fabric. For some reason the other stuff does not end up working out, but I got this from Joann's like like a couple years ago, but it is a cotton fabric. It's just not like quilting cotton. So this is what it looks like. You can kind of see it's just got like a pretty little like subtle floral detail. They have now switched spots and Aho is laying on here and Berries is laying beside me. So it's a little bit distracting, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. It is the next day. I am starting on the sewing part. So what I'm about to do is sew the strips together, and I'm making sure I'm doing it correctly. I think I'm just sewing them together and then opening them up and like pressing those seams open so it's all one big strip for when I cut it. This seems to make it a lot easier, but I'm not this most like straight sewer. So we're gonna try our best and see how it goes. I'm gonna say, oh, I have these clips that I got whenever. I think they came with my embroidery machine. I also need to go grab my glasses because I always sew with glasses on, and I try and embroider with glasses on too, just because needles can break. You don't want to risk anything. Okay, I made the strips, and obviously some of them are messed up on the measurements, but I have to cut them at a 45-degree angle. So we're gonna try our best to do that. I'm a little bit nervous to mess it up. I'm trying to decide like the best way to do this. Okay, I finished half of a star, which is going to be half a star per stocking. So I'm going to go ahead and start like sewing this one, or trying to. And this is what it's looking like so far. It actually looks a lot better than I thought. It's definitely not perfect as far as the lines like lining up, but honestly, I don't really care that much. Okay, I came in the kitchen to show, but this is what it's looking like so far. So I just have to sew the other square, and then this is essentially what the stocking is going to be. I think it looks, honestly, like for my first time doing like a quilting like Lone Star thing, I think it looks pretty good. Obviously I'm gonna clean it up and stuff, but it's not perfect, but I'm happy with it. You know, obviously this right here couldn't line up better, and then this right here, I'm probably gonna need to sew that to fix it, but honestly, not too bad. Okay, we are back working on our Lone Star stocking. So I have my let me show it the other way. I have my 2 halves of the stocking, and now I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna line them up. So I gotta line them up, and I believe it's time to like sew them together. So I just sew these together to form my Lone Star. And this is like honestly not the nicest project anyone's ever done. That's for sure. It's my first time trying something like this, and I am proud of myself no matter what. Even if this ends up being a complete fail, I'm just proud of myself for trying this, and I can always add like extra length or whatever if I need to. All right, wish me luck. I'm a little bit nervous. Also, I promise I'll clean up all these strings. This is not the highest quality fabric. Next time when I do this, I will definitely buy nicer fabric, but I just kind of bought some Christmas fabric squares that I thought would be cute, which are cute, just not the best quality. I'm scared to backstitch in case I have to seam rip it. It's a little bit harder to do so, but all right, moment of truth. You know what? It's not that bad. I think it's pretty cute. I mean, it's definitely not like even, but to be honest, I don't think I'm gonna get it even. So you know what? We're just gonna go with it. For my first like Lone Star, I think it's pretty cute. I like it. She's pretty and she's not perfect, and neither am I. So this stocking calls for 1 Lone Star on the front and 1 Lone Star on the back, but I'm not doing one on the back because I just know like this will always be the front. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this plain white fabric on the back of it and just kind of have it like that. I thought about doing like a double-sided, but I don't know. Like, I don't know why I would work so hard on this and then not show it. So next, the pattern shows to like kind of sew some pieces together, and I'm a little bit confused by it because it doesn't really show her actually making the stocking. So, and let me go to the big tutorial and see if maybe it shows it there. Let's see. All right, so I just have to sew some pieces together, and then I use the pattern that I cut out. Let me show you. So I cut out this pattern, which I'll put together obviously, and this is like for the small stocking, and then once I have that together, I can cut this out and kind of actually start to shape the stocking and then quilt it and stuff. Okay, this is what we're looking like. And so I have my stocking pattern, and it's just gonna sit like that. I'm not doing this part right here because I don't think I need to. So next step is, I believe, to cut this out and then quilt it, which I'm really nervous about, but I might cut out my batting first just to practice like cutting it out. I'm like super nervous because I just worked so hard on this Lone Star. All right, I'm just gonna go for it, I think. So that's what we're looking like so far. And now it's time to quilt it. This is my batting. I thought about doing like the double batting, but I don't think I need it because the stocking is already kind of puffing up a little bit. Really nervous to quilt it. I don't want to F it up. Also, I don't know. I think I have a quilting foot. I'm not sure, honestly. Okay, so I kind of just had to do like a free-for-all with the quilting because the lines are not straight from when I made it, and so I can't just like go off of the lines that are already on here. Went a little bit crazy, not really, but like I just matched lines here, and then I matched lines here. Yeah, see, when you make it even, it looks good, but I did not do it even. So I just top stitched right there. It looks cute. It's not perfect, but I think it's pretty cute. Okay, I cut out what's going to be the back, and I realized I forgot to like inverse, but since it's the back, it doesn't really matter. So we're just gonna go with it. I'm trying to decide if I want to quilt the back also. Like I kind of do, I think. Practice. Because if it looks bad, it doesn't really matter. So I think I'm going to cut out some more batting. Okay, apologize for my appearance. I need to wash my hair. But I wanted to come in and just like sew this morning before like getting ready and stuff for the day. So what I'm doing now is I am pinning my, it's early. It's actually not that early. Anyway, I am clipping my stocking, or pinning it, I should say. These are replacing pins, and I'm about to start sewing it together. I did not show my quilting process for the back because it's a hot mess. Like, it's not even at all, but honestly, I was just kind of practicing, like, getting used to quilting because this is, I don't know if I said this is my first quilting project, and I knew that this part was going to be the back, so like I didn't care that much how it turned out, and you can tell it's totally fine. So we're about to sew it. I'm also been embroidering, so that's why I haven't been filming, because my embroidery machine is pretty loud. We are about to sew. I'm so excited. I need to make sure I'm doing this right though. This is the moment of truth. I'm very nervous. It's so cute. Okay, gotta push this out. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Wow, I can't believe I made that. Wow, I'm so proud of myself. This was very hard. Very, very hard project. I need to push this out a little bit more. There we go. All right, now I have to do the lining and the top, but then we're done. And then I have to make another one. I made the lining, and I did that by just getting a lining fabric, and I put that inside. And so now I'm going to sew around the top, and I just made like a little, for hanging it, I think I made it a little bit too big. I just made it using like the fabric I already had, and then I just kind of like rolled it up like that. I don't know, she used like twill tape, so we're just gonna go with this, I think. Let's sew this. Okay, so I added some bias tape to the top, and now I'm going to sew to like finish it off and make it look clean. And that's, I think, the last step. Okay, this is the final stocking and what it looks like hanging up. It's not perfect, but I do love her. Cute stocking. I mean, she's adorable. Again, she's not perfect, but I think it's really cute. Back is nobody's business, just like my hair. I am really excited about it. The bias tape I accidentally bought the wrong size, so I found one that was the right size after I sewed it, and I was like, I might redo it later after I make the second one. But for now, that's what she looks like. And like I said, I think it's cute. Again, she's not perfect, but I'm pleased with my first project like this. This was very hard, especially for my first quilting project. I'm gonna try and quilt something and just practice some quilting, I think. Any tips you have or any beginner projects that work well, I'd love to hear, but that is my cute little stocking.